Fuchs on Halloween. See what happens here in 15 seconds. Kind of a sound check. I think last time the sound worked all the way, right away when I started, but we will make sure just to be safe. Fuchs on Halloween. And hope everybody's having a good Halloween during the middle of the week. Um, Hey, let loose a little bit if you can. Have some fun. I hope you can. If you got a lot of serious stuff going on, I hope you can take a break from it a little bit. And if anything, maybe watch my video and say, what the heck is going on with folks? So, last night of October, so I covered quite a few horror flicks during the month, quite a few obscure movies. Um, I try to, if it's bad, I kind of try to tell you. Otherwise, if they're watchable, um, I kind of go that route. I hope I do tell you when it's a bad one to stay away from it. I've had a few. And it's my last night to cover some horror flicks. And this is the most I've done for horror flicks. I mean, I'm not a big, but I don't go all the way. I mean, the movies I've been telling you guys, I think Chucky. The Chucky movies are probably the more mainstream ones that I think I mentioned. Ghost Ship was a mainstream, but that was a miss in regards to people liking it or not. But so I got three to cover tonight. Again, if you're looking for real gore, there's probably a lot more than what I've watched. But give you something different for Halloween. And so start off. Let's see how I want to do this. I'm going to start with Highway to Hell, 1992. To be honest, the name of the movie is scarier than the movie. Just to let you know, it's got a few bits and pieces, but for horror, I almost feel like it's a movie that if you're wanting to see if you like horror flicks or you have somebody that's not a real big fan, and it's like, yeah, let's sit down and watch a horror flick. It's something I kind of lean towards a little bit. Something I'm going to try to do, which I said previously, is try to give a little more information on like some actors or some information. Patrick Bergin is one of the actors in this. Still acts today, and he's coming out with. And I saw this. I haven't reviewed it, but just the name of it, it sounds like, hey, it's good, worth mentioning on Halloween. Grindhouse 2WO, and I don't know if it's in post production, but it's current. So just want to mention him. Next actor I want to mention is Chad Lowe is in this movie. Again, Highway to Hell, 1990. And again, this is something too, is sometimes I go out and do a search and it mentions 1992, and then I do another search and it's 1991. So it's kind of strange on how it's like, okay, for what it is, which year is it? Chad Lowe, brother of Rob Lowe, and recently been doing. He's been on episodes of Supergirl, I guess. So that's what he's been up to. Next one, I went with a classic, and it's more of a thriller or suspense than a horror. But back in the 50s, 60s, I guess this would have been kind of leaning towards the horror flick, but a Sherlock Holmes movie, Hound of Baskervilles. Baskervilles, sorry about that. Starring two English actors, Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Both of those actors in the 50s, 60s, maybe even you could throw the 70s in there, were horror flick genre actors. They did other films, but those were the movies that they were popular in. This movie's okay to watch. Again, I lean towards more suspense, whodunit kind of movie. And I noticed when I was doing this search is there's been remakes of it, so I don't know the original back in the 30s compared to what I want to say in the 80s there was one done. But I did this because of, again, two actors that classic horror actors, Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Um, Worth watching. It was a decent movie. Sit back and eat some popcorn type of movie talk or whatever. But again, horror wise, I kind of lean away from it. It'll, like it comes to where it's close, but it's like, yeah, it just doesn't do it. And then the last one, I decided to do a comedy because I did a comedy before and I kind of laughed at it because it was so bad. And I ain't even remembering the movie because if I do, then it gets bad. The newer one I watched is Not Another Zombie Movie 2014, for comedy and a horror flick. Much better. There's some humor in there. It's like, okay, it works. Couple actors, a lot of actors in this movie I'm not familiar with, so I just grabbed some information. Jay Davis was one of the actors, and he's in a movie called Nothing Like Thanksgiving, which is coming out. For what I was reading, it kind of sounds a little serious. I don't know how to go about that one, but again, Jay Davis is in that movie, and another actor, Will Cummings the third. And again, some actors I'm not familiar with, but he's been mostly recently in Psycho Hiker, uh, which has been out there. He's a few episodes. He was in that show. Again, Will Cumming the third. Uh, so those are my final movies, horror wise, for covering October. Down the road, I will cover some horror flicks. I do have other movies lined up, but for the mainstream of October being horror, Halloween, I thought, why not cover some horror flicks? Probably could have given some more scarier movies than what I have, and I do have other movies, but I kind of, like I said, try to go obscure. If you look at, I'm hoping over 50% of the movies I talk about are obscure movies, and that's kind of how I don't know, do something a little different. If anything, I kind of, what I'm doing now, talking about some of the actors in these movies, kind of wish I gave a little more information in my past movies, instead of just naming them and give it a year. But that is it for Halloween, people, and I hope you made it through the scary time. And everybody, take it easy, have a good one, enjoy. And people that watch, I know I don't get many viewers, but thanks everybody that watches, and I hope you have fun with it. I kind of do. And hey, it's serious out there way too much, and I think it's just times that you need a break from it, and just even if it isn't my videos, go try to find something that, lay back or something. I don't know, go for a walk or whatever. Just way too much stuff going on in the world today that it's like they want you to almost, it feels like want you to go 24/7. It's like, no, you can't do it, people. And if you think you can, hey, more power to you, but I don't think it's worth it. So, well, I guess that's my opinion for this evening as the monster for our Halloween. So take it easy, everybody.